say alive. It just says live. Oh, hello, everybody who is not here yet. So that hello is for those who will come in later, tomorrow, next week, whenever. The rest of y'all say hello to as you start to appear. I don't have anything planned for this evening. Technically, if you start at midnight, 1 second after that, it's the following morning. So, don't have anything planned for this morning. The majority of my last few days have been working on the video that I have just uploaded. Oh, I don't know, sometime within the last hour. I've been messing with it. My phone battery went dead during the process of that, and I thought I lost everything, and I was like, hell with this, I'm going to watch a movie. By the way, if you have not seen it, Robin Williams, Jonathan Rhys Meyers, R-H-Y-S. I can't remember the Carrie something. Anyway, great movie is August Rush. Little boy is in a childhood wayward home for boys kind of thing in upstate New York, and basically he's got a music inside of him, like a Mozart childhood prodigy kind of thing. What's up, Evan? Technically, you see now you got it right this time. It is morning. It wasn't morning 5 minutes ago, but it's morning now. Anyway, popcorn kernel. The movie's really good though. It's not really a tearjerker per se, but it just still has kind of that sadness to it, sobering moments, and hi baby, and then there's of course movies like that have those slow points where you just kind of force yourself to follow along, but it's pretty good. So I've been doing that instead of getting ready for this evening. In fact, just even now, the movie's almost over. And I'm looking at my watch, and I'm looking at the clock on the wall, and I'm like, well, you know, I could be 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, but I'm not gonna. I've had something on my mind all day today. First off, if y'all notice, the mama, she's already aware of this. So, no crutches hanging around over here. Today's been my first day without crutches, and it's been interesting because the crutch was helping me keep weight off of my left heel, but I'm doing okay. So I need to get back to exercising that because all this sitting still babying it is just going to make it weaker. So, no pain, no gain. All right. Well, anyway, I'm a truck driver. Y'all know that. Those of you who know me know that. And I spend all my life moving between 55 and 75 mile an hour, always on the go. I would never do anything like break the law, because that's illegal, and the DOT frowns upon that. But there are the occasion, let's just say that, and I'm not implying that I've been driving, because I'm only allowed to drive 11 hours within a 14-hour period, and then a mandatory 10 hours off. That being said, all I'm saying is there are times I've been in the driver's seat for as much as 18 hours in the day. Now, I might have been sitting there scrolling on my phone for all you know. So, just saying. But anyway, you don't have a lot of time. I mean, you still, yeah, your mind wanders. But at all times, your focus is on the road. There's no road in front of me. The only asphalt I've really been exposed to since coming home almost a week ago is, well, I guess it's been a week ago now. The only asphalt I've been exposed to is from here to the doctor's office and back. And we went somewhere else. Went to the gas station or something. And I haven't been out at all because I've been hurting. And I've sat here at home, and the computer is slow as all get out. It's nothing that a sledgehammer can't fix. The I didn't comb it though. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we went and got my hair cut. I was like, I know we're on the other side of town for something. But anyhow, this little downtime of mine, although it has given me chance to get a couple things done I've been wanting to do musically and all, but it's given me way too much time to ponder things. And I had decided earlier on, which is one of the reasons why I didn't bother, because 2 hours ago, when I got to sitting there thinking about watching this movie, I should have just gone and put the movie up for later and whipped out a book and decided what I was going to share with y'all. But this has been something pressing me all day, and I really don't know why, because it was a one-time deal, and it was years and years ago. But for some reason today, this is what's been on my mind, so I'm going to share that with y'all. Years before I ever became a big rig driver, well, I was in medium duty trucks, bob trucks. I had a crane on the back, and I would hoist diesel engines out of boats and bulldozers and other cranes, locomotives, whatever else, and bring them back to be repaired or whatever, warranty replacements, just whatever was going on with them. Sometimes we'd just buy a block that was a core to be cleaned up, taken apart, reassembled, and turned into another engine. So it was 31-foot deck on, or was, no, the entire truck, I believe. The entire truck was 31 feet. Don't remember, but it was a pretty big truck, single axle GMC truck with a crane that folded up between the bed and the cab. And I would do what I had to do to manipulate that, bring your outriggers out, of course, and go ahead and get it anchored. Somebody in a piece of machinery somewhere giving me hand signals. I would go ahead and get the engine to the crane down to them. They'd hook it up. Most of the time I did this at the Chicago Police Marina, where the Chicago PD keeps their boats. That's a lot of fun. Driving out in that heavy ass truck in a little old rickety old wooden dock. Knowing that when you come back out, you're going to be even heavier with this big old diesel engine on your back. So, and, but basically, as far as what I call trucking today, my career in trucking started in 1999, 2000, right around there. I've been driving big rigs of one sort or another for years, but I've only been driving 18-wheelers since maybe 96 or 97. So, but even before all that, I was a tow truck driver in the city of Memphis. Not for the city of Memphis. I would, anything with city job, of course, is union. And but I just worked for different record services and found one that I liked, and I stayed for a while. Eventually, they wouldn't do you right. You leave, go somewhere else. Things like that everywhere you go. And Memphis, being any other metropolitan city, they've got more things going on than they got cops to deal with the things that are going on. So what they have a network of, I would call them cadets or something like that. They call them PSP, and I forget what the PSP stands for. But basically, these are city employees who have a sort of a patrol car that assist the police department in things that are non-lethal. If there's drugs and guns and whatever else going on, rape and murder and mayhem, the police get sent to that stuff. Traffic incidents, they send the PSPs. The difference is, at that time, the Dodge Charger was coming back out, being made into police cars. The Crown Vic was still on the streets, and there were even still Caprice Classics on the streets as patrol cars. The PSPs were driving around in Ford Tauruses and Chevy Cavaliers, Ford Tempos, some little Pontiac four-door looking little thing, I forget what it was called. And this was what they had. It still looked like a Memphis police car, but instead of blue, all the trim on it was either gray and yellow or gray and orange. And I think it was also orange and brown. But instead of having a blue light bar across the roof, it had a yellow light bar across the roof, just like a tow truck. But anybody who lives in the city of Memphis for any amount of time at all knows that the PSP, they don't carry guns, but they still have the authority to control the streets as far as traffic manipulation. And I had gotten a record call. It was a private call, which is where someone's going to pay you cash or they're going to use their motor club, something like that. And I got dispatched to it, so I get out there, and I'm in a rollback. Now, all this about police is for a reason, so follow me. The I get out there and the PSP is like, okay, what happened? This woman was in a Chrysler Fifth Ave, back when it had the same body as the Dodge Diplomat, and but it was fairly good looking car in good shape. And she had somehow gotten up on the curb. The entire car had gotten up under the curb, which is a really tall curb in Winchester over there by the airport, and blew out three of all four of her tires. But then somehow the car wound up facing backwards up a slope, where the airplanes go across on that bridge over. If you've ever been to any international airport, there's always going to be that one highway that goes under the airport instead of over it. And so she got right over in that area there, and the PSP is like, look, man, how long is this going to take? We got all other calls. And I said, dude, I'm going to roll back. It takes no time at all. I'm just going to hoist her on up there. Her tires are blown. I ain't got to worry about, anything like that. So I'm just going to drag her on up there and we're gone. He's okay. So he goes and reports to dispatch. He's clear on the scene. He takes off. Now it's just me and this woman here. And I'm hooking her car up. And any of y'all who know me know I can be a little on the talkative side. Sociable, And she's an elderly woman. All the more, I try to be polite with the elderly. So I'm just sitting there reassuring her. I mean, it's going to cost her some new tires. There ain't going to be no fixing them. They're all cut when she hit the curb. But don't look like any rims were bent. Nothing on the undercarriage is bent. And she's in good hands. So she's relaxed. And all of a sudden, here comes Holmes Towing. Should I mention that? Oh, I did. I guess it's too late now. But anyway. So here comes the Barney trucks. We call them the Barney trucks because they're a bright metallic purple. I love you, you love me, Barney. Yeah. So he says, hey, what are you doing, man? And this record driver, now mind you, I've already got the woman's car hooked up. I haven't started winching it yet, but I've already got the car hooked up. And this guy's to the point of everything short of whipping out a cheater bar, telling me he's going to whip my can from one side of the highway to the other, because that's his police call right there. Now you gotta understand, police calls pay more. So anytime you get dispatched to a police call, and when you get there, the police car aren't there, but there's another record hooking up the car. Oh yeah, that's gonna bother you. Because I don't know what it pays now, but back then when the local tow around Memphis was $30 and $35, the police call was paying for the same distance $75. And this is back in, like I said, 90, 96, 7, 98, right around there. And this guy is basically threatening me that if I don't remove my chains from under her car and get out of his way so he can go ahead and hook up this car, that by the time the cops finally get there, I'm not going to need the cops, I'm going to need an ambulance. Now, I'm Irish, y'all. And an Irishman will try to find a way to peacefully resolve a conflict, whether his foe is this high or this high. And Junior Johnson there from the other truck, I don't know what his name is, and Junior Johnson, by the way, was a really good NASCAR driver back in the 60s, 70s. So why I choose this name, I don't know, but that's people who I have a distaste for in my mouth. I refer to them as, well, Junior Johnson over there. So anyway, old Bubba, whatever his name was, he's a pretty big boy. And anybody with the right mind would say, okay, this ain't worth an ass whipping. And just go, sorry, lady, I didn't know it was a police call. But neither did she. Right? When the PSPs called it in, and the woman at the dispatch office asked the PSP what the incident was looking like, well, she's up on the curb, over the curb, and 3 of 4 tires are flat. Well, that's a one-car wreck, basically, what they have in mind. Bear with me, I'm getting to the good part. This is about the police, not about the PSPs. So, meanwhile, the guy from Holmes, he goes back to his truck and he calls his dispatcher, which of course turns around and calls the city dispatcher, which of course the city dispatcher turns around and calls the PSP that was on the scene, tells them to return. They're all around their way to the next call. No, go back where you just came from. Now, it's 3 lanes each direction, because there's a lot of traffic right there by the airport. The main entrance into the Memphis International Airport is off of Winchester. And we've got 2 lanes blocked now, because I'm parked so I can pick this car up straight. So I'm parked blocking 2 lanes. And old guy there from Holmes, he's further back, pretty much under that airplane overpass, and he's under there with the 1 lane blocked. And basically, the PSP comes back, and 2 more patrol cars come up with the PSPs. These guys, and I'm talking about the kind that do carry guns. And now we've got all of Winchester shut down. People are just about all of the eastbound lanes. People are having to actually go over into the wide turn lane, yellow stripe wide enough for a car between, to get around because of all that's going on here. There's a cluster Chuck. Anybody named Chuck? Sorry. And I'm on my deck. I ain't releasing this car. I got here. The officer, now they don't call the PSPs officers, but whatever they call them, I don't know. So I call them an officer. The officer on the scene left when I arrived. My tow. So meanwhile, of the 2 patrol cars, there was one of them that was just a dude by himself, and the other one was a dude and a woman. And the woman, if you remember Hill Street Blues, she had the one that was a cop, and she had kind of fluffy blonde hair, almost like Reba McEntire, and kind of more manly than some of the men that was on the force. Although, yeah, they'd clean her up nice, put her in a dress and heels. She looked gorgeous, but yeah, just kind of buff. Except I'm just guessing this one here don't ever get cleaned up and dressed in heels. So, and she's sitting there and she's telling me, and I've got tow trucks work off of what we call J hooks. It's a big hook about this long, looks like a fish hook on steroids, with a short 6-foot chain with a cluster of other little deals on the other end of it. So no matter what kind of car, new or old, whatever you're going to hook to, car, truck, or otherwise, motorcycle, doesn't matter, one of these hooks is going to work for you, what you're trying to do to get the car up on the deck. And I've got that in my hand. And my arms are on my side, and I carry it. I leave the hook hanging down, and I put about 3 or 4 wraps of that 6-foot chain there, the cluster hanging right here, and that's how I carry it. And I'm up on the deck, so the deck has already been tilted. I've already got my winch cable hooked up to her. So yeah, I'm higher up than anybody else on this scene. And this woman cop tells me I had to obey and do whatever. I said, no. Y'all weren't here. Y'all just pulled up on the scene. That guy wasn't here, the record driver for Holmes. He wasn't here. I said, there was nobody here but me and them 2 folks in that little yellow and white car, PSPs. And I said, they left the scene when I got here because they had things to do. I said, now I don't know a whole lot about city protocol, but if you're going to try to sit there and tell me I need to pull off to let this guy have it, that's fine. But someone's coughing up $35. Now he's going to get 75, so in my opinion, it should come from the other record driver. But the woman with the cop with the attitude, she actually takes the snap off of her sidearm and lays it out like, look, I want to play cowboy now. I'm like, and I was thinking when I got to type the title of this, maybe I should just type good cop, bad cop. I don't know. She actually unsnaps her sidearm and lays her hand up in here like this, and she says, you know what? She says, you want to be real careful anything you say or do now. Because I was just hot summer day. I was a little aggressive, I'm out here to work for a living, and that's what I do. I work. So I came here to do my job and go on my merry way, and now these people are keeping me from doing my work. So yeah, I'm a little agitated. And she says, because right now you're carrying a weapon. I can put 3 bullets in your chest, kill you dead, and I will never have to talk to internal affairs, not once, which is bullshit. Because even if you're right, if you're the cop, and you had to pull and fire on somebody, self-defense, whatever it was, defending somebody else, in the line of duty, and everything is by the book, textbook, you still have to talk to internal affairs about it. Because they're the ones who decide whether or not it was textbook. But she apparently doesn't think that some dumb old hick record driver doesn't know that. And I guess what the part that popped up in my head today and why this has been there is because I should have responded. You know how it is though, you get into a situation and someone backs you into a corner, and it's not until after that situation is over with and everyone's gone their own way that suddenly you have the best comeback ever. Right? And I think that's what it was, because well, do what you got to do, woman. That's the way I am. I'm like anybody else. I got plans. I got things I want to do, a place I want to see, a place I want to go. But if I die tomorrow, I guess that's just not going to happen. The way it is. I'll be upset about it for a little while until I die. After that, it won't bother me a bit. So, if this is the way I don't ever want to die looking down the barrel of a gun, but if that's the way it's written down in the book of life, Michael Kinney dies this way, on such and such a date. Ain't a whole lot I can do to change it. So it is what it is. I'm like anybody else. I'll try to, like when I was a kid and I knew my dad's gonna tear my backside up for something I did or didn't do at school. I'll come home and try to rehearse that story the best I can, so when I talk to him, that I'll have everything where it's believable. And then stand there, whatever happens, happens. If I get a butt whipping out of it, oh well. Take it. Well, it ain't gonna hurt forever. It's gonna hurt for a while, but it ain't gonna hurt forever. But I guess what I'd have told that woman that she needs to think what she's gonna do next, because there's a man with his arms down to his sides. There's no way you could. What are you gonna do? Just you got this big heavy ass J-hook toe chain assembly in my right hand. My arms not my sides, while I'm on the record, operating a record call that I was doing before that cop ever got there, that I was dispatched to do by the PSP when he left on my own to handle the situation. And I'm carrying my tools of my trade in a non-threatening manner. Tell me that woman had to go and talk to the internal affairs about it. So I grew up as a kid idolizing, back in the late 60s, early 70s, we had Officer Friendly in school. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Do they do that everywhere? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe just the big cities. And we were taught that you can always trust a cop. You watch the news lately? Yeah. Maybe once upon a time, but not anymore. Well, all right, Evan. Well, we will see you later, brother. Thanks for popping in. But through the generations and generations of corruption, from the federal government level on down to state government to municipal government and everywhere in between, and then right on down to the police force and military and who knows where else. Just the whole idea of it being that you just can't trust them anymore. I don't care if the guy got a badge and a gun. There's some cops that are worse criminals than some of the crooks that they arrest. Granted, now television and movies, that's all script, but they get the ideas from somewhere. I don't want to be too crazy about it, but I actually would have to think about it for a while and try to come up with an accurate number of how many times something that's been represented that a bad cop did in the movies, that the idea came from a real life situation somewhere else right here in our own country. So anyhow, yeah, that's just been bothering me today. It don't bother me so much that a cop threatened to pull her sidearm on me. None of us are getting off this rock alive. Y'all know that, right? None of us. I don't care how it happens. Every single one of us is going to die sooner or later from something. I'd rather it be of old age, and I'd rather it be something kind of painless. But I'm a wuss, I'll admit it. If not, oh well, that's what it goes. So, what bothers me, I guess, is just the fact that I've seen this through the years progress to where it's at today, where the cops are really out of control. And it really does. It makes me wonder. I've been noticing more and more of the weigh stations where I go. A big truck has to pull off the interstate, go through the weigh scale, and then come back out again. Military vehicles. Hummer, full size, not no H2 either. Full size Hummer military vehicles. At several different weigh stations across this country, I've started noticing that. And just different things in general. The movie Broken Arrow, which starred Christian Slater and John Travolta, and they were in a stealth bomber. The plane crashes, they have to eject, and then the warheads that the plane was carrying come up missing, and whatever else. Through the whole movie, John Travolta, one of his the character he plays, one of his things is he loves boxing. And Christian Slater and him are buddies, and so they're all time, sparring and whatever else in the ring. And he always gets what he calls Christian Slater. He calls him a dope. He said, "What? Yeah." He's like, "I'll get you with a rope of dope every time." The rope-a-dope being the fact that you keep up, come here like you're going to head up for the guy's face. And so, of course, the guy's going to come up here to block, and then that just leaves his midsection all wide open, and then you drop down with the other one, and boom. And rope-a-dope, you know, it's like on sucker, you know, you get the guy looking one place, the danger is up here. No, it's not. But now you've left yourself wide open, knocked the wind out of you, and before you can recover, come in with 2 more quick jabs, and next thing you know, you're down. And that was the idea with that missile or whatever it was that they had taken off that stealth bomber, is he was trying to make, because he knew the eye in the sky, you know, satellites everywhere, he's trying to make them think he was going off one direction with it, when in fact he had him doing something else with it entirely that nobody would have expected. So, just that whole idea of, I wonder sometimes if that's not what's going on now. You know, there's all this, it's not just the cops and the black kids that are in the hood. It's all over the country. Man, I see so much of that stuff here on YouTube anymore, different videos and things people have posted of injustices that cops do. Cop pulling over an ambulance, and the ambulance attendant gets out from the back because the driver has just got one thing in his mind, that's to get the patient to the hospital. And because the ambulance attendant didn't get back in the ambulance when he was told to, which the guy happened to be colored, the cop who was white grabs him like this in a chokehold and has him up against, and I mean, just, and the guy's sergeant says he did nothing wrong. The cop did nothing wrong. No violations of protocol. I'm like, really? Unless you're arresting me, you don't even belong having your hands on me for any reason, you know. And the guy wasn't, the ambulance attendant wasn't under arrest, so there was no reason for him to be doing that. And that was way beyond just simply frisking you or holding you in place. Frisking. It was violent, you know. And there's more and more of that going on anymore. These cops are getting out of control, and I don't wonder if someone isn't telling them to be. Well, don't worry about it. If something happens, we'll move you to another city, and you'll go be a cop there. But yeah, we need to start showing people what's coming. I don't wonder that. I really, truly, you know, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I don't discount the fact that the conspiracies are possible and they do exist. I just don't think as much as the people who you see, the preppers. I don't think that it's all quite as bad as they think it's going to be. You know, it's all, a lot of people thrive on negativity, and they become, and they're afraid. I'll admit it. I'm afraid. My wife has a gun. I'm not afraid of my wife. I'm not afraid of her gun. I treat her good. As long as I treat her good, she's got no reason to ever bump me off in my sleep. It's simple. I'm afraid that in today's society, I'm always on the road. And God forbid she should ever have to use it. Don't get me wrong. She's been trained. It's not like we just have the gun. No, she's been trained how to use it, how to carry it, how to store it. Self-defense combat training, hand to hand. And just let y'all know, because you ever get ideas about trying to scope this place out while I'm on the road. Her instructor to teach her hand-to-hand combat, she draws blood. Okay, so aim her at your own risk. All right, that's all I'm gonna tell you. But just the whole idea being that, you know, the whole mayhem, everyone's all freaking out. Black Lives Matter is freaking out because it's just white cops. It's not just white cops. There's black cops that pull down on black cops too, or on black hoodlums also. But they don't want you to know that. All the news tries to do is manipulate people to respond and react a certain way. All of your news channels are politically motivated one way or the other. Pretty much Fox is Republican, everybody else is Democrat or somewhere in the extreme left. But the idea is that for years I've always said this, and I've heard my father say it, I've heard a lot of people say it, that the news only tells us what the government allows them to tell us. Oh no, you can't talk about that right there, but it's the truth. Oh no, you can't. That's why every time you ever call a radio station or a television station and it's being broadcast, is a 6-second delay. Elaine and I figured this out here last week. Right now, if I was able to hobble from here into the kitchen fastly enough, I could say something, hurry up, run to the kitchen, and hear myself say it, because it's taken I think we figured it's like 1 minute and 20 seconds from the time I speak it into my phone to the time it comes back out across the speaker in her phone. A minute and 20 seconds in the same house. So, the powers that be, there's always going to be somebody in control of what we say, what we think, what we do. And so I don't wonder sometimes if maybe, just maybe, things are going to get a lot worse. And this is just nothing but the icing on all the things we're seeing, cops out of control, just icing on the cake. I have mixed feelings about something I'm about to tell y'all. This crap where when a cop pulls you over and you roll your window down that much, because after all that shatterproof piece of glass is going to protect you, right? No, it's not shatterproof, is it? Of course, that agitates the police. People, I know my rights. Am I being detained? Am I being detained? Because if not, you gotta let me go. You don't have the right to ask for my ID unless I'm being detained. You don't have the right to ask for who I am, even on the little roadside drunk checks. You don't have the right to ask. No. If I'm being detained, arrest me, and then we'll give you all the information you need. But if I'm not being detained, I'm gone. See you later. Bye. And I agree with that. If that's what the law says, and that's true, then no, you don't have to give them your ID. No, you don't have to tell them anything. But won't that get you on your way quicker if you do? Well, someone's got to stand up for our rights. Well, and I agree with this. Once upon a time, back in the days of the Civil War, a whole bunch of people stood up and died to protect those rights. But the numbers have changed. Back then, you, Johnny Joe Civilian, and myself and a bunch of others like us could form our own militia, form our own army, if you will, in maybe not quite be equal in number, but close enough that we probably had a pretty good chance of defending area. Not anymore. The weaponry that the military and the police departments and law enforcement have compared to the weaponry that we have available to us in the streets, the technology, it's just not worth it. People who are refusing to roll their window down, and down at the Border Patrol, I saw this in Texas and a couple other places, where now the cops, fine, I'll smash your window. And then sure enough, they smash the window. Now they're angry, their adrenaline's moving, and you're basically this far away from an ass whooping. And sure, you get assuming that you're going to live through it, you can get a good enough attorney and probably come up smelling pretty good on this. But is it worth it? Because in the end, even if you get as many people as you can at work and at church and all your different places where you socialize, and get as many people as you can to join your small little town army, their army's bigger. I'm not saying that I want to live forever, but I want to live long a life as I can. And anything that's going to bring bodily harm to me, I have to ask myself whether or not that's worth it. If the cop is going to get to the point where I can't remember his name anymore, the one in Baltimore, when he probably had a joint in his pocket or something. He had no weapons, but he may have had a joint in his pocket or something, and they wound up breaking his leg in the process of killing him because he ran. He was a black kid living in the projects, and he ran. Well, black kid, projects, cops. Black, white, or otherwise, you see a cop in the projects, it's time to go, So, but yeah, they killed the kid. I couldn't say whether that was in cold blood. I don't know. I wasn't there. But the thing of it is that it's getting worse. And there ain't enough people, of whether it be the preppers or whoever, there's all kinds of different organizations. There's not enough to say, hey, we have the power to bring this to a stop. No, we don't. I wish we did, but we don't. And some people watching this later will say, well, because people think like you, you're right, we won't. Well, you can't change the minds of an entire society. At best, maybe you get half, and I'm being very, very liberal in my figures there, because I don't think it'd be that much. I honestly don't think you could take 25% of this state, of this country, and turn 25% of the people of this country, the millions of people that are here, against the government and the military, because if you had the power to do that, you'd done it already. We'd all been living large. But I just think, you know what? Maybe I don't have to. Maybe the law is correct. And the cops just aren't enforcing it, or they don't know the law themselves. A lot of times they don't. But maybe I don't have to open my window but any farther than this so he can hand me a ticket book. You know? My license to him, sign my ticket, get my copy, give him his stuff back. Maybe that's totally within the law. Maybe I don't have to answer his questions because I'm not being detained, whatever else. But 9 times out of 10, I've gone through these roadblocks. And I've, not even just the drunk check roadblocks, but all around Texas and New Mexico, Arizona. They got them down there, you know, California, for trying to catch illegals that have come across the border. It's real simple. You know, in a big truck. Are you traveling alone, sir? Yes. Are you an American citizen? Yes. Do you mind if I was to take a look in the back of your sleeper back there? And they can tell from even down on the ground. I'm one of these. Not only do I keep the curtain that separates the cab from the sleeper open, but I actually tie it all the way back. I don't ever close it, ever. Even when I'm asleep, I got the lights out. No one can see inside the truck. And I just like the ability to look out the window when I wake up, basically. A broad, sunny day. Broad daylight. I'll still be back there asleep with every window, curtains and windows open and everything. And so he didn't have to climb in the truck. All he had to do was just step up in there and peek his head through the door a little bit. He's okay, have a good day. They don't ask for my license. They don't even ask for my name. Now, because I'm being cooperative with them, I'm going to bet that they probably don't even have, of course they have it on camera. You know, there's cameras everywhere there. But they have not run my vehicle registration neither. But I guarantee you, if you start trying to debate with them what the law does or doesn't allow them to do, before it's all said and done, they're going to have every piece of information there is about you. And now all those pictures and body cams they got, and the cameras pointing every which way, so no matter where you're at, what kind of vehicle you're in, they're going to get at least one good, clean shot of your face. There's no way. You're going to become a part of a list of people that need to be watched more frequently. First off, if you get me on my way quicker, especially trucking, I've got places to go. I don't have time to deal with what the law does or doesn't say. But he's violating your rights. What right is he violating? He's asking information that maybe he shouldn't. But he doesn't look like he's a computer hacker. That's who I really would want to keep my information away from. Apparently, all I got to do is go shopping at Home Depot and the hackers can get my personal information. So who gives a damn if the cops get it? You know? And 9 times out, they don't ask my name. They just, you know, where are you up to? Even if I'm in my car, been out to a pub on a Friday night, and I come through one of those sobriety checkpoints. You been drinking? Yes, sir. I will. I'll tell them, yes, I have. And you have? Yes, sir. I said, nothing but beer, and I quit drinking 3 hours ago. If y'all want to take a breathalyzer test, I make sure to look him in the eye. I make sure it's lean close enough to the door that he can smell my breath. And I tell him, look, you want to take me a breathalyzer test? That's fine. I'm sober. And I'll look in. Boy, I'm looking at the lens of my camera right now because I know some of y'all back there went back up in here. And I'm like, yep. I quit drinking 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, whatever time it was, and look them square in the eye when I say that. And 9 times out of 10, they'll say, all right, have a good day. Drive safe. On my way. If I start challenging the guy, and then God forbid one, let's say he's a righteous cop. He would never do anything really way off kilter out of the books. So, well, if you're not going to be cooperative, we're going to have to detain you and search your car because you've admitted to drinking. We're going to make sure now there's no open containers or anything like that. If he's a righteous cop and he won't find any open containers because I'm not that stupid, then it's all good. But what if he's not? What if he's one of those that when he made his last bust, kept a little something in his pockets? Hope y'all didn't hear that. He kept a little something in his pockets that he might want to sprinkle around the carpet. Say, hey, I got white substance here. While they're searching your car, and you're like, that's bullshit. That's not mine. Whatever. Yeah. You know how many times that a judge has ever heard that? Who do you think's going to win that conversation in court? No, that cop planned that, Your Honor. I don't mess with that stuff. I'm not a dealer. I don't use it. I'm none of the above. Good luck with that. Instead of just answering the questions, rolling your window down, and going on your merry way. Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I see more and more of it. I mean, it's getting bad. And I'll admit, yeah, I'm worried. I'm afraid. The old woman one day that I forget who it was. It was one of her in-laws, I think. It was like 80 years old, and someone had reported that she was like suicidal or something. They were afraid for her. So the police come. She opens the door, and they let themselves in. You never open the door when the police come to your house. If anything, as you're opening the door, you make sure you latch it before they can get a chance to open the rest of the way. That chain only goes so far. You talk to a cop the way you would talk to a complete stranger at your house, because you don't know who they're there to represent. But she opened the door and opened it up wide. Said, "Yes, can I help you?" And, well, Mr. So-and-so? Yes. Well, this is Officer So-and-so and my partner, Officer So-and-so, and we need to talk to you. The cop asks the woman if she has a gun. Yeah, I got a gun. And she goes right over here to whatever drawer she kept it in and pulled it out. And the minute she done, and she wasn't even holding it like you would hold a gun with your finger and the trigger and all. She was just holding it the way you would hold a hot pastry. Like, here, smell this. And he hollers out to his partner, "Gun!" and wrestles her to the ground, kind of beating her up in the process. Left some black and, older people bruise easier. And just over the fact that she was willing to show him the gun. Hadn't even verified yet whether or not it was loaded. Probably was, but still, she wasn't pointing at it. And it's just gotten to the point where the extreme left, there's right, left, and extreme left. And the extreme left, which, as far as they're concerned, the Democrats aren't left enough. The extreme left has an agenda. They want certain things that have been basically protected from the American people because of what we believe in our foundation and what this country was built on and whatever else. They want certain laws changed. They want things passed. People are trying way too hard for the LGBT community. I think it's like the initials. Okay, so if you want to be gay. I don't care. Be gay. Why is it we gotta have laws passed? We already have laws passed that say you have the right to be gay. No. Gay people want laws passed that makes them equal. And if nothing else, actually even more valuable than non-gay. Why does it matter? You have the right to be what you want. You have the right to do it in public. You ever seen any of the video on here on the YouTube channel of when they have the gay rights parades in San Francisco? Grown, hairy-ass men walking around the streets and nothing but what they call it, a thong, a G-string panty, and their butts all hanging out, and a pair of flip-flops, nothing else. And that's completely legit. What, is San Francisco void of children? There's no children there that people don't care that they're going to get exposed to that? And that's okay? They want guns gone, all guns gone. They want guns gone from everybody except for the military and the police. And of course, criminals. Criminals like, oh yeah, man, I guess I'll have to start holding people up at knife point because they passed a law that says I can't have a gun no more. Yeah, whatever. And I'm not trying to bash the police. I still believe that there's good cops out there. But I've seen so much lately. Police brutality and police out of control. And no one doing anything about it. In fact, their superiors are defending them for their wrongdoings. Morally wrong, professionally wrong, or both. And their superiors are in fact saying, oh yeah, it's just completely fine. There's laws in place to protect people. The recent law, the law is supposed to protect people from everybody, including those who enforce the law. And suddenly it's not anymore. But just like before Barack Obama left office, he wanted to make sure he was remembered for something. So as President of the United States, the last thing he decided he wanted to be, because that's what people are going to remember. They're going to remember what you accomplished first when you came in office. And they're going to remember most what you accomplished on your way out. And what he accomplished was by telling schools, if you don't turn your restrooms into transgender restrooms, then I'm going to take away all your schools' funding. Because schools are funded through the government. So, that's it, really? With all the major screwed up crap going on in this country right now, police out of control, people worried left and right. I keep seeing all this about martial laws coming. Oh, all right. Hey, that'd be great. It really would. I'm a trucker. All right, I'm up day and night. Y'all are seeing these videos. I'm all hours a day, all hours of the night driving. So if there can be martial law, then that means suddenly the entire country is locked down at night. Nobody goes anywhere. Stay in your home. All right. I'll finally start getting a good night's sleep every night. Of course, then you still gotta wonder when they're gonna come breaking your door down because hey, on our records, y'all have guns in this house and you never did turn them in like you was told to. In the end, it's still going to be the government wins, guys. Dad always said you can't fight City Hall. You can, but it's going to cost you a whole lot of money just to lose anyway. Save your money for something else. If your death, assuming that you're the next person that the cops are going to manipulate because you're not going along with the program, if your death was all it takes to fix this, then by all means, die for your cause. If you alone, and maybe a handful of your buddies at work and church and wherever else, if the 2 or 3 dozen of you that you can come up with, if that's all it's going to take, and then all of a sudden the government opens their eyes and says, oh wow, I never thought that happened. It's going to take a whole bunch of people in the country. You know how many people are just in any one major metropolitan city in this country? You know, New York City alone is millions. Los Angeles, millions. Now, you don't have the numbers. You know, it's like when you're playing poker. Yeah, you can bluff. You can bluff when you're playing cards, but I didn't have that at all. All I had was this. But you folded, I win. You know, and the guy might have had a straight or a royal flush or who knows what, and whatever he had would have beat you had he played his hand. But he saw your cockiness and started sweating. And of course, you caught that and you read that as a sign, and laid the cockiness on even more, to the point where you outwitted him. You won with the lousy hand, you know, 2 pair. But the point is, it worked. You know, you can do that with a cop. You can try to bluff your way out with a cop, but this cop here ain't gonna take all the money, all the chips, whatever's on the betting table. Right? It's gonna be at the very least probably a week to a month of your life in jail while they toss you around to and from court appearances, assuming you don't have the money to make bail. Most people don't. Yeah, you'll be home the same night if you can make bail. Well, you'll be home within 73 days, because I think if they want to play hardball, they can keep you for up to 72 hours for whatever, some bullcrap observations, whatever. But it's going to get bad. I mean, in my opinion, it's already bad. It's going to get worse. And I don't see how my fighting the establishment, which is bigger than me. Okay? I'm Irish. I won't back down from a fight. Right? But there's no fight. This is something that you can make it go over peacefully, but people are choosing to fight instead. Now, a fight is where you have no other option. There's no peaceable way out of this. This bully is going to whoop my ass all over the playground from one side or the other. Well, then I ain't going without. I might get my ass whooped real bad today. But by God, when it's all said and done, he's going to know he fought Michael Kinney. And so is everybody else. I'm going right first base. Right first base. The thing of it is, in this case here, that's an ass whooping that can mean anything from, like I said, a day to 3 days in jail. If you don't have the bail money, maybe as much as a month in jail. They'll give you a court date for a following month. Right? Is your cause worth leaving your family at home wondering how you're doing while they try to keep you hidden away some jail somewhere? Is it worth that? No, I'm not praising the cops for everything they're doing. In fact, I've gotten to where I'm losing more and more respect for the police. Every time I see these videos, I'm like, man, this is getting way out of hand. years ago, back about the time Facebook started, right around 2008, 2009, somewhere around there. Might have been a little bit later. I don't remember exactly when. But there was a woman in New Mexico in a minivan and 5, 6, 7 kids with her. And they got her pulled over on the side of the road. I don't remember what for. Meanwhile, all these cops are, it's hot and the sun's baking into their skull. You know, their just brains are being fried. And kids are getting out of the car. The woman was getting all mouthy. I mean, I'm not being hateful or nothing. She's a black woman. And she's getting all mouthy with the cops. And one thing, next thing you know, the situation is really getting out of control. Before it's all said and done, she decides she's leaving. Just like that. Takes off, and they actually pull. Well, they all one cop fired 3 shots at her, and a minivan with 5, 6, 7 kids in the back. Now, I'm not sure what she was running from, or to, or for. Why she was running, I don't know. But I'm pretty sure at that point they still didn't have enough probable cause to draw sidearms on her. The cop said, well, I was trying to blow out her tires. But he didn't. Because it was a high-speed chase for quite a while. Man, it was messed up. Bad messed up. And all she was trying to do was get someplace safe because she didn't feel safe out there in the middle of the desert with 5, 6 cops all around her. And like I said, it's been progressively getting worse. It's gotten to the point where they're not trying to cover it up anymore. See, we didn't used to hear about it. It's not that it wasn't happening. It's that we didn't used to hear about it. Suddenly, all these old videos, they're police archives. I'm not sure how that works. That I would think, being the police, hey, we need to delete that. You know, but somehow all this old video starts resurfacing on YouTube of all places. And they're not ashamed of it anymore. They're not hiding from it. They're not, you know, they got attorneys in their pockets. You know, the police department is a municipal branch, so they got the city attorneys to cover them. And in the end, what's going to happen? This one gets fired. This one gets put on some other detail. This one gets moved to be a cop in another city. Nothing's fixed. So, if you can't fix it, then, in my opinion, it's not worth dying for. Well, I can fix it if you have... but now there's that word if. With what you got right now, the people who are your closest friends and family members, is that enough to go out and fix everything that's gone wrong right now with law enforcement and government and future plans of what their plans for this country are? You know, do you have enough right now to do that? No. None of us do. Then what are you fighting for? You know, yeah, stand up peacefully. Give the guy the license. Answer the questions. Let him send you down the road. And then go off and organize with your friends and followers and family and whoever else in front of the police station with picket signs protesting that. Peacefully. On the side of the road, this one I watched today, this guy, he's actually trying to break with that little bit of window she left open for him. He's actually got his hands like this. He's trying, big old boy, I can't believe he wasn't able to do it. And he threatened, of course, he's smart, I guess, because she had kids in the car. He didn't do it. He threatened to go ahead and bust her window out. You know, that's a lawsuit. You get so much as one little fragment of glass in somebody's eye, that's going to be a bad lawsuit. But they don't care anymore. They're not trying to hide it. The only reason why you wouldn't want to hide it is that you want everyone to know what's coming. And I remember years ago talking with people about certain types of things like this, and there'll be some of you who will watch this later think the same thing. Oh, you one of them conspiracy theorists. That kind of stuff ain't going on. Yeah. I mentioned this a few nights ago. Y'all remember the movie The Terminator? The very first one? Arnold Schwarzenegger and Linda Hamilton. I can't remember the guy's name. Michael Bain, I believe. Michael Bain. He shows her this tattoo on his wrist of a barcode. Which, of course, if you watch Terminator, say if you've never seen it before, or it's been so many years you don't remember this, you'll watch it and you won't think nothing of it because we got barcodes everywhere. The movie was made in 1984. At that time, the only thing I remember seeing barcodes on was on the loaf of bread, occasionally, and on cereal boxes. So yeah, this is how he said they keep track of everybody. And I've had a lot of people talk about that. If you investigate the different uses of the barcodes, how that's most certainly possible. So the government doesn't understand how to fix problems in society. They want to try to control everybody, and in their mind, by controlling everybody, will fix problems. Like, for example, the illegal booze during Prohibition. Look how that turned out. So in the end, I don't, and I'm not saying, oh, this time next year, wait and see, because people are talking like, man, we'll be lucky if we make it through the end of this year. I think I've heard them say as far into like 2031 or 2021, something like that. That oh yeah, we'll be under the entire country under police state. Basically, Russia, certain parts of Germany back before the wall was torn down. It'd be like that. Everywhere you go, you're going to have to show that you have authorization to be there. People keep on challenging the cops because what the law says now. But there are attorneys who have the ability to get laws changed. So what happens? What happens by continually standing your ground for what you believe in? I don't have, no, if I'm not being detained, I don't have to show you my license. I don't have to answer your questions. I don't have to roll my window down. You know, I know my rights, okay? And let's say you're correct. Every one of those rights, let's say that you know the law better than the cops do, and you are the one who's correct here. Sooner or later, you'll have all these different attorneys trying to petition those laws to be changed so they can better do their job. And all they need, 2 words. All they need is 2 words. They can get anything done in this country with just 2 words. In the name of Homeland Security. So now they change the laws, and then that's not your right no more. Now you do have to show your driver's license. You do have to answer the questions. You do have to roll the window down. You have to consent to a search even if you don't want to. Oh, if I don't consent to a search, you can't. No, you can't search my vehicle. Oh, we're going to search it whether you consent or not. The only difference is if you consent, they'll be a little more tender with it. Whereas if you don't consent, their idea of searching your vehicle is to whip out a knife and go like this through your seats because they suspect there's drugs or weapons or something else in there. Oops, I guess not. My bad. And then let you have your car all tore up. And since now that's legal, not talking about right now, but in a day where they would have the laws changed, where that would be legal, then you're just out. The ends don't justify the means. Well, people got to stand up. Yeah, but there's not enough of us to stand up. Most people just want to be left alone, mind their own business, which is not this country's strong point, minding their own business. But most people want to just mind their own business, be left alone, live their life, try to grasp onto a little bit of happiness they can get, and leave it at that. So, I have concerns. Yeah, big concerns. I live my life on the road. I'm not gonna lie. I've been home for a week. I'm going crazy. You know, this house is 1,700 square feet, but that's just not enough. I have hundreds and thousands of miles at my disposal every day, and all of a sudden I'm confined to this small space. So yeah, I'm feeling like a caged animal kind of. You know? Don't get me wrong. I love coming to my home. I do. I love being with my wife. We make the moments count because of all the time I spend on the road. So when she gets a chance, she'll come and be with me. If I'm coming home, whatever she's doing, she drops it because she knows that, hey, I don't know if I'm going to get him for 5 minutes, 5 hours, or 5 days. I don't know. So here she comes. You know, trying to make all that count. But what happens if, what if? I'm out there on the road and the day comes and they start this. I don't listen to the news. I don't get the news off the internet. I don't watch the news on television. I don't listen to news. In fact, I don't listen to the radio. My whole idea of listening to the radio is I plug my cell phone into the stereo, and I'm listening to my music. Well, it basically looks like an iPod. It's an old cell phone that's outdated. So, so I have no way of knowing what's ever happened. Some newscast comes across as wherever you're at tonight at dark, you better be bolted down inside a building somewhere. I'm driving down the road not thinking nothing of it because that's my best time to drive at night. Wait till rush hour traffic's done. And so all of a sudden here they come from all directions. I'm not sure what's going on and pull me over, or God forbid I should be parked somewhere on the side of the road or a ramp or something. And hey, have the thermal imagery that they can see there's a heat source inside that truck, they're going to jail for not listening to the news. Yeah, I got concerns. But I don't see how fighting against something that's bigger than you are, yeah, you'll go down in the history books as one of the fighters. You're still just as much assumed room temperature then as whenever else, as opposed to just, I'm not trying to say comply. I'm not saying comply with their every demand. No, it's not what I'm saying. But at the point where it becomes too much, then yeah, you say, oh, hell no, we ain't going that route. I need to speak to your supervisor. All right. But if it's a simple matter of, hey, I need to see your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance, what you doing back here? I don't have to answer your questions is not the right answer. I'm lost. I'm joyriding. I come up with $20 inside, put in the gas tank, just cut around the country roads back here, whatever. Let them search the car. If you let them search the car, they're not going to tear anything apart in the process. I mean, they'll take stuff out and they're going to leave it for you to put back. But the point is, they're not going to rip it all apart. So that's just my opinion on it all. But yeah, I've been thinking about that. I guess that's because lately I've been I handle YouTube differently from time to time. Sometimes I'll get on there and I look at certain people whose channels that I follow. I'm not supposed to say that S word anymore. I look at certain people's channels and I hunt them out specifically and go to their channel and see what all they've posted lately. Other times I'll just get on there and I mindlessly browse the notifications as it all comes down. What was it? Facebook, I think it was, used to call it news feed. Oh, I haven't been Facebook 2015. It's been a while. The whatever it was though, it you got all the different videos recommended. I think it says recommended for you or something like that. I'll just mindlessly scroll through all the notifications there. Oh, this one looks interesting, and other times I'll start on a particular video, and then of course you got those lists of the other ones underneath of it. I'm like, hey, that looks pretty cool, and that'll carry me on so far. I have to keep backspace and backspace, backspace, trying to get to the next video I intended on going to originally. But yeah, it's gotten to the point now. There's just so much on there, and it's like the world's going crazy, which I suppose is all part of a bigger plan. It's supposed to go crazy if you believe in the Bible, and but yeah, it's some things you can't change. You can change them if there's enough of you. But I'm assuming, since we're all still just at the stage of fussing about it, complaining about it, none of us are actually getting up there and doing anything about it. None of us are walking into courthouses and telling a judge off. And none of us are walking into police stations and telling chief of police off. Whatever else, walking into the governor's mansion and telling the governor off, or the city mayor, or marching all the way up to the White House. Oh man, everyone likes to pick on Donald Trump, this, that, and the other. But you know what? Even Donald Trump, he's limited what he can do. That's why, he wants the wall built. Everybody else don't want the wall built. Why would you not want your southern border to be secure when the country that you really need to secure your border from has their southern border secure? They won't mind. But the thing of it is, it's a known fact. You get enough people from coming into this country illegally, they feel like a debt of gratitude to the people who helped them get there. So, of course, next thing you know, you got all these new and that's what the Democrats are fighting for, the control of the House. And when that day happens, when the Democrats have control of this country, Daddy always says it's going to go to hell in a handbasket, and I believe. And I don't vote Democrat or Republican. I vote this person for this position because I think he'll be better than that one. I vote this person for this position because I think she'll be better than him over there, or he'll be better than her over there. That's how I do. What their party affiliation is means nothing to me. And I understand in politics that's not how, Dad was like that, straight ticket. It's easy. You don't have to worry about who's running for what position. You already know what political party you affiliate yourself with. That don't work for me. The whole idea is you're supposed to think logically of who's the best person for the job. Chicago years ago, when they started this affirmative action, I think it was called. You no longer put people in a position based on their qualifications. You have to have so many black, so many white, so many Hispanic, so many Oriental, so many female, so many Jew, and apparently now we're going to start with all this. Where, hey coach, how's it going, brother? Apparently now we're going to have to go to the point of whether someone's well, are you supposed to say sexual orientation? Would it not be gender orientation now? But yeah, I'm just on a rant tonight, brother. It's one of those deals. Too much time at home, too much time to think. My mind been wandering all day. So, how you doing, man? I'll get off that for a while. Hey, I took one of my pics the other day. I'll show it to you, but it's in the other room. That worked out really good. Yeah, I know. I've had, and maybe that's also part of my problem with this rant tonight. Went to bed the other night. I got 1 hour of sleep. I hadn't slept much at all. I got 1 hour of sleep and I was wide awake. Last night, I think I got 2, maybe 3 hours sleep. Wide awake. And then on top of that, I don't nap during the day, although I've been in here trying to, the video I had just posted, Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, so guitar lesson on that. By the time the computer's slow, give me all kind of trouble. I'm actually falling asleep here at the computer, but then I wake right back up again. Really, I just missed 20 seconds of whatever I've been editing. I'll go back and check it out again. So, oh, cool, thanks. I'm not sure if it's my medication or what, but I'm only gonna be out temporarily, so I'll be all right. So, because he said the other day with the CDL law, different laws and regulations and stuff they've come out with now, controlled substances, even sleeping pills, certain types of pain pills, and I forget what else. It was something else that he had me on that he said, all these, if they want to, they can say, oh, that's no big deal, but if there was to be a fatality, which I think wreck I had a little more than a year ago, one of the fellas and the other just died, and if I have anything in my system and they want to use any kind of tools they can, they'll use that, even if it's something that really had no effect on my driving, because it's on the list of controlled substances. So a really good doctor. He's been trying to keep up with all that because I guess he does CDL physicals at his other office in Batesville. And anyway, so he's trying, hey, we're gonna have to take this off too. And I'm like, hey man, whatever you say, I'm good, So, but right now I'm at home. I'm recovering from where I sprained my ankle and all that, and I'm not driving. So he's got me back on the good stuff. Woo! But yeah, I'm not getting sleep at all. So, anyway, so what'd you think of tonight's video? I'm not sure how many of my videos you've ever seen. I know that you've been in there and commented on a couple, but the quality of my videos is getting better. I'm proud to say that, because I'm trying to learn Brian G. Johnson and Nick Nimmin. I'm not sure you know that they're the type that oh yeah, Dose. I love that guitar. It sounds nice. I thought it sounded nice when I was watching this yesterday. Today I came in here while I was editing. I decided to put my headphones on, and what I do the chord changes. I do the chords on the screen. I close my eyes because I play the song all the time. I close my eyes, and right as I know the chord change is coming, I'll hurry up. I'll click the mouse, click the pause button, and I'm trying to get where the chord change appears, just like a half second, just a brief moment before you actually need to strum that chord on your first downstroke, so that the viewers, when they see it, they go, "Oh, G chord coming up," and by the time they register that and change over, they'll be right on time with it. So, but yeah, it's something I really enjoy doing. They told me Nick Nimmin and a couple others, they have these channels that are all, their channels are nothing about how to become successful on YouTube. And let's face it, who doesn't want to be successful? But the suggestion is you should have one channel for each type of content that you present. I present trucking stuff, so I should have one channel that's nothing but trucking. And I should have another channel that's nothing but van life stuff. And I should have another channel that's nothing but my guitar videos, and yet still another channel for the rants and this, that, and the other, and then one more channel still for when I do the poetry and bits of wisdom and wit and whatever else. I'm not going to have 5 channels just because some algorithm. Is that true? That's really? Is that true? Now I'm going to have to start looking up all, because I noticed this anyway. I told Elaine one night, I said, I never realized it, because my wife told me that when we got together, in fact, March 1st was our 5th anniversary, and we got together January 29th. We communicated that we wanted to be together before that, but we actually moved in with each other January 29th, 2014, and we're married by March 1st, 2014. And all the songs with, no kidding, wow, I did not know that. And so my wife told me, well, I don't like country music. Because I played a song, and I forget what song it was, but after I played it, you can kind of tell that I didn't get the reaction I was expecting. She said, well, I don't like country music. I listen to rock music. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I know some rock music, but I didn't realize until I started going through my book, I've got probably 2/3 of my songbook is country music, and 1/3 of it's rock. So, Pi Day. What's Pi Day? Oh, duh. Yeah, 3, 1, yeah, pi. Is it spelled the same way, like apple pie? The mathematical equation pi. I got you. Although I don't know how to use it. Isn't that how you determine a radius or circumference? Isn't that how you determine the circumference using only the radius and diameter or something like that? I forget how that works. But I was never good at math. And your birthday's on the 14th. Cool. So so that was pretty much yesterday. Well, happy birthday. A little bit late, brother. But only an hour and 15 minutes late. But yeah, my goal though is to try to get a better channel. Get more people watching the videos, obviously. I'm not like, oh man, I'm going to be the next big thing. I'm going to be, big and famous, YouTube famous. No, I don't think I'll ever be famous, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'd like to have, a higher count of followers. I'm not supposed to say that S word anymore, although they still print it in red letters right on everybody's profile. But to have more followers or supporters or whatever you want to call them nowadays, and more people that are actually viewing those videos. But I'm not going to have 5 different channels just because the algorithm isn't made to understand how I'm running my playlist. In fact, I need to get to a desktop computer because I didn't realize there's things you can do from a desktop computer or a laptop, I guess, but from a computer with an internet connection. We don't have internet here at the house. And this one wouldn't handle it anyway. It's so slow. But the idea being that there's things you can do from a computer screen to manipulate your channel on YouTube that you can't do from your cell phone, and I wasn't aware of that. I always thought it's a electronic device like anything else, so I thought you could do that. But I'm trying to find a way that every time I upload a video, that the only one who sees it is me. And no one else sees it until I move it onto a playlist, where my playlist will be there. And because I got so many playlists of different kind of videos that I like watching and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I'll save that so I can watch it again sometime, And old television show jingles, or not jingles, but the themes, the one that comes to my mind a lot was on Magnum PI, dun 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 dun, and then all the electric guitar going dun dun dun, whatever else. The helicopter, and then Tom Selleck holding up some chick in the water, giving her swimming lessons, looking at her butt. The introductions of all these different TV shows, Knight Rider and whatever else. I have a playlist of nothing but that. And so there's stuff that I like to come back to, but I'm like, yeah, but first off, when I first started my channel, every playlist I made was available for everybody. And I was like, yeah, it's getting kind of crowded in there. In fact, even now, no more than I have available, it's crowded in there. But I want to be able to have it where if someone wants to see the van content, yeah, I had that one too. And Bill Bixby the Magician. Remember that? My favorite though, my favorite theme song of any television show, hands down, the original television series for Perry Mason, with Raymond Burr. I don't know what it is about that big band sound. I mean, dude, I'm only 56 years old. Okay, I'm like anybody else. I grew up listening to 60s and 70s rock, but there's something about that tune for Perry Mason, man. Just whenever that comes on, I'm right there at the volume. So, but so I have all these different things going on. Like I said, I got 5 different projects technically, if you think about it. And so what I want to try to do is separate it where I would only have my playlists, which are the ones that are my actual videos that I'm posting, those five genres, if you will, as well as I got one that's I pick up at least 1 or more songs every day, and like this is a good one. I'll share someone else's video on my playlist called Songs of the Day, and then some of the travel and van life channels that I think are really interesting, I'll go ahead and I'll share their videos. But that's most people when they, at least on my phone, I'm assuming people see what I see. When I first come to my phone, the very first thing I see is all my recent uploads in the order, opposite order they were uploaded. Last one first, that kind of thing. But sometimes, like I did a live stream one day, and I had the music playing in the background. Now, granted, the truck I drive is kind of noisy, so I got the music up a little louder than usual. And I was in the mood for jamming, so as I started hearing, oh man, I heard this one in a while. It's my own playlist on my old phone, and but I haven't played it in a while. So I got the volume turned up a little more. By the time I got pulled over in Enola, Mississippi, I had already been flagged 4 different emails from YouTube, and one of them actually mentioned every single song in the order they played. So there's some computer somewhere that's listening to all this, and hey, that's copyrighted material. And if I was monetized, I'd see how that's a problem. But I'm some guy driving down the road listening to the radio. What harm is it? You know, okay, granted, it's on my phone, not coming across the FM stereo, but either way, you can't play the FM stereo in the background either, for it's still copyrighted material, even though you're allowed to listen to it over the public airways for free. So, obviously, I don't want all my channel undone and all my videos tampered with. Yeah, because you know what they'll do? I had this happen one time. There's a song by AC/DC called Ride On, and it's kind of slow, melancholy kind of a thing, you know, and then it kind of builds up to kind of some blues rock, and really nice song. For AC/DC, it's really kind of out of character for them, but it's a great tune. And I had a video driving down the road. I was in the same kind of truck, that dark green one I'm in now, but the one I was in was bright blue for a different company. And I'm driving down the road, music playing in the background, and I decide, hey, I'm going to let this song play through, and I'm going to shoot video. And there's a part even where the guitar is going and everything, and he's going, oh, I'm looking for a truck. And at that time, I just happened to have moved my phone over. I wasn't expecting it. Here comes a truck in the mirror like this. It was really cool, like it was planned. And so one day, someone sends me a message, and they said, yeah, probably be a pretty cool video if we could hear some sound. And you done muted your video, dude. And I'm like, I didn't mute nothing. So I go back and I play it, and sure enough, it'd be like if you're watching a cartoon. All the music is gone. The sound of woodpecker going da 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 into the trees, or, you know, it's a cartoon, so there's no tree, there's no woodpecker. So something else has to be making that sound. A coconut on a tabletop, I don't know. But yeah, complete silence. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Because I had the CD playing, and the CD player, CD I purchased legal. And they went and muted my video. They didn't take the video down, they just muted it. But now they're a lot stricter. They'll, I guess they'll give you a chance to take it out the first time. The second time, they're going to strike it. And then the third time, they're just going to go ahead and delete your channel. So, that's like, over something that I can listen to for free on the radio. That's just crazy. But I get it. It's, if you use someone else's work to help you make money, then shame on you. And I get that. But I don't see a whole lot of people doing that on there. A lot of people listen to music in the background while they're doing their chores or while they're driving, especially, whatever. But I don't see people like, hey, I'm going to use this AC/DC song to boost my ratings and make more money. And again, I'm not even monetized. I shouldn't even been on the radar. But it is what it is. I try to. What this has been about tonight is basically a memory that's been in my mind most of the day today, and to trigger the idea about whether it's best to always fight back or sometimes just go along with the program and be able to keep moving on. So I do believe there's times for each, but I think sometimes we always choose the wrong one. Oh. Well, I reckon I'm going to wind this up, Coach. Been, oh, let me tell you. Big brother, yeah. No, I say that kind of tongue-in-cheek because I know there's conspiracies out there that we're not even aware of, but I don't think that the entire program, I don't think everything the government is doing is up to no good. I don't think everything the police department is doing is up to no good. I'm still trying to keep my respect for the law and for the police officers who enforce the law, but they're really making it harder and harder with a lot of stuff I've been seeing here lately. And but yeah, I do believe there are some conspiracies that exist, but I don't think everything in life's a conspiracy like some of these conspiracy theorists do. Everything they talk about is somehow Big Brother listening in or whatever. But it's right here. Every last one of us. I don't think there's anybody has an analog phone anymore. I think everybody got a smartphone, and it's the greatest invention ever. The ability to have the entire internet right there in the palm of your hand. I was telling someone one day how I miss going to a library and getting the old card catalogs and keep on going through. If I get the number, go hunting for the book, read a little bit of it, say, nope, that's not what I need. Put it back, go back to card catalog and dig some more. I actually miss that. But you don't need it anymore. Wikipedia, you got every kind of anything you can find about Google, you know. No, ain't that the truth? But the whole thing is, if you wanted to, hackers can do it. So why couldn't some of the brainiacs for the government do it? If a person wanted to, they can tap into every cell phone they want, anytime. And that's why I don't do Facebook. I don't face on my phone. I don't. If I was on a computer right now, I still wouldn't do Facebook. The thing that bothers me is I actually take time when I get ready to download an app. I'm going to use that app, and the apps it's a great system. The ability to take something and put it into your phone, and it now gives you all this information anytime you want, even when you're offline. Not all apps. Some apps you need to be online, some you don't. But the thing of it is, Facebook is silent. Now, yeah, you can go click on someone's video and listen to the video, but there's no interaction when you do that. You do not need the ability to talk to the video that you're watching that someone posted. So why do they need permission to turn your microphone on and off without checking with you first? And there's nothing. No one has their camera. Just I'll put it somewhere else and let it take pictures whenever it wants, so it posts pictures of whatever it sees on Facebook. Nobody has that. Nobody. But yet, if you take the Facebook app onto your phone, you're giving them permission to turn your camera on and off anytime they want without notifying you first. And I just, you know what? I started thinking about the amount of money Mr. Zuckerberg owed all the people he screwed over to steal that plan and put it into. He basically got his up first. We'll come down to it. The one who he owed the most amount of money is the one that, you know, because they in the movie about him they mentioned all the dollar numbers, except for his buddy that he went into the project with, the two of them together. No one will tell what that one is. It's a pretty big amount, and I'm based on what the other amounts were. You know, this one's going to be a lot bigger. So I'm assuming that just like General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler, all these other companies, when hard times came, they went to the government to bail them out. I'm assuming so did Mr. Zuckerberg. Because Mr. Zuckerberg got something that the government wants. He's already in everybody's... And there's been truth about this already, where basically law enforcement using Facebook to solve crimes, which is a good thing, I suppose. But not if the guy who ensured you that you'd have privacy is turning around and giving all your information away to another party. That's not right. No matter what's going on in this world, no matter what wrongs are being done, you can't violate someone's privacy as a means of making it all right. It's, you know what, right now, it's what's better than gold. And that's sad, because that's what people want. They, in the name of advertising. And that's the other thing too. Facebook wasn't supposed to be what it's become now. It was supposed to be a way where college friends stay in touch with each other, and that's all it was supposed to be. Just like anything else, money. The idea that if you let us advertise, we'll pay you, and you'll get rich from this. Because sooner or later, other companies will follow suit, and before long, an entire marketplace will be on Facebook, and it is. So I just figure, you know what? If they want to spy on me, they're going to spy on me. There's nothing I can do about that. But I'm not going to go off and help them in a matter in any way. I read the apps. There are probably a couple apps on here that I have that also need for the microphone or camera to be turned on. I don't know. It's been a while. I don't remember. But if I take that app, it's because I need it as a tool more desperately than I need my privacy. That's basically it. Yeah, I'm not having anything to do with Facebook anymore. That's just one of the reasons. People call it, instead of calling it Facebook, they call it drama book. It's about what it's meant to. God forbid that you should ever post something of your own opinion on Facebook, and then all your quote-unquote friends, your friends and family, will go ahead and sacrifice you for having had an opinion that theirs to be different than theirs. Instead of saying, well, I disagree with you, but you're entitled to your opinion, and just leave it alone. No. Not in this country. No, we can't do that. You're only right if your opinion matches mine. Other than that, you're wrong, and they'll boldly tell you so. It got so bad, I don't know if you've ever heard this or not. One of my live streams, I was telling Mike B and Amanda and them. I know you come and go, so I'm not always sure who heard this or not. But one night we're sitting here at the house, just chilling, and knock comes to the door. It's dark outside. We don't get company hardly in the daytime, much less at night. So I'm like, well, I wonder who that can be. I go out there, and it's a police officer. And he's hi, is Elaine here? Or not, he asked for Elaine. I said, well, yeah, I said, she's here. I said, come on in, let me get her. So I tell her, I said, hey, there's a cop out here, and he wants to speak with you. So she says, okay. She's in her house coat, so now she got to go get dressed first. She gets dressed, comes out. And basically, he tells us what he's there for is to do a welfare check. Make sure she's okay. Make sure that she's not in harm. Make sure I'm not in any way doing her wrong, demeaning her, putting her under my thumb, physically or emotionally abusing her. And so I start asking, can I ask what's this all about? And he's, well, that one of her friends on Facebook said that she hasn't been on there in quite, now this is a police officer, county sheriff's department. There's a lot better things to be doing right now than chasing a wild goose chase because someone on Facebook said. But that's how bad it's gotten. He said, well, she said that she hadn't seen Elaine post anything now in like 2 weeks. And so she's figuring that somehow she must be in harm's way. And her new husband, that'd be me, her new husband isn't letting her on Facebook. And I fell out laughing. That cop's looking, he didn't get it. All right? As look, I don't know whoever sent y'all here, but whoever sent y'all here does not know my wife. He said, oh, yeah, she said they're friends. I said, well, and she actually called the Israel County Sheriff's Department out here just to make this complaint that she had concerns. Right? And I said, look, nobody lets Elaine do anything. Right? In this country, to be considered an adult, you need to be 18 years old. To be considered a bona fide adult, you need to be 21. My wife's 65. So that means she's been 21 3 times and some change. I'm pretty sure she can handle her own as far as knowing how to be an adult. No one tells her what she can and cannot do. In fact, she flat out told me when we first got together, the quickest way to get me to do something is tell me I'm not allowed to do it. I'm like, okay, you better not get out there and wash my car while it's so hot outside, or I don't do it myself. Because if I find my car clean, you're gonna have to pay answer to me. I'll show him. Of course, reverse psychology don't work either, because not only is she a woman, but she's a smart woman. So that's what I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid that my wife's packing heat. She's got a 38 revolver. I'm not afraid that she's got qualifications with that revolver that are better than what I ever did with an M16 and a scope when I was in the military. I'm not afraid of the fact that she's taking hand-to-hand combat training and brought blood from her instructor. No. I'm afraid that she's wise, which means she knows how to cover her tracks. I do not want to screw this woman over. I love you, honey. One of her friends, coach, one of her friends one day, Elaine's a widow. All right, we met after her former husband died, and decided, we're too young for the high school dating kind of crap, and so we decided, hey, you know what, this will either be the best thing we've ever done or the worst thing we've ever done. What do you say? So we went for it, and it's been the best thing that I think she'd say so anyway. I think it's the best thing we've ever done, either of us. So one day we're up here at it's kind of like a small hometown farm and fleet kind of place. It's called D&L, which is the initials of the owners. And one of the women, Elaine's been up here in these parts for almost 40 years. Maybe not right here, although she's been here for 32, I guess. But yeah, she's been in this area. She's from Oklahoma originally. It wouldn't do any good anyway. The one of these days, man, I swear, I've told about the cat story a few times, but I'll tell it again one day. It's the woman knows how to get things done, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, one of her friends told her, she said, "Hey, Elaine, I'm so happy. You every time we see you, you're happy. When you're with Michael, you're all happy as can be. And I'm just so glad you done, because of nowadays men that won't work and they won't do right by their women, whatever else. I'm so happy you done got you a good one." And I says to her, her name is Sheila. I says, "Is that what you think, Sheila?" I said, "You think that she's done found her guy that's got good morals and good sound judgment and whatever else, and therefore he'll do right by her?" I don't do right by her because I've got good morals. I do right by her because I'm afraid to see what happens if I do wrong by her. Oh my God. Oh my God. I had a speeding ticket one day. And I had it coming. She told me, we're driving down the road, she went, "Cop!" And instead of backing out of the throttle, tapping the brake until I verified whether or not she saw a cop, I didn't see the cop. So I just kept on going until I finally did see the cop. Then I hit the brakes, and then it was too late. So he's got me dead to rights. But he's a jerk. The guy was a jerk. And so she's more upset about this than I am, And she decides to go with me to court. She went with my first court appearance and my last court appearance. And the whole time all I can do is pray that, because Elaine's not easily angered, but when she gets angered, she's not easily calmed down either. Those are the kind of people to be afraid of. I'm like, oh my God, if she opens her mouth, I'm going to jail. And she had already told me, well, if they don't do right by you, I'm gonna give Judge Miller. I'm gonna give Judge Miller a piece of my mind. I'm like, no, you're not. She's like, yeah, I will. I'm like, look here. Oh, I'm the new guy in town. All right. I'm not from this area. I came from Mississippi. Actually, I went from Mississippi to a job in Texas and then came here. I have nothing tying me through this area at all. And no matter how many people she knows, I'm the new guy in town. They're not going to take any frustrations from her mouthing off in court on her. They're going to take it out on me. So, yeah, she's tough now, man. She got backbone. But that's what I like. I don't... you see a lot of these TV shows, and of course the television show is a script, but by the same token, part of it's real, or else it wouldn't be believable. And these kinds of women that just let a guy walk all over them, "Oh, why you always do me that way?" Oh no, they won't got backbone. She'll mouth off quick in a hurry, tell me how it's going to be, and I'll look her square in the eye and say, "Okay." So yeah, I like me a strong-willed woman, man. Little wimpy women just piss me off. Oh man, I've some people. I heard a woman one time complain about how her kid walks all over her. I mean, it's just takes her for granted, leaves messes everywhere. I'm tired of being your maid, this, that, and the other, everything else. Well, here's an idea. If you're tired of being his maid, stop picking up on him. Well, I can't find this, I can't find that. Well, if you clean your room every now and then, son, maybe you could. Stop cleaning up on him. But no. Because we just don't want, God forbid, one of our friends would come over and look down the hallway and see his door wide. Well, close the door. When your friends leave, open it again. But just the idea of they don't want what's going on in their life, but yet they still permit it to keep happening. I can't stand people like that. Anyway, Well, there's who's all here because all I've been seeing is Coach, you, and the mama. It says here there's three of y'all here. Who's watching me? His big brother. If the government's watching me, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't bother checking in with a profile that actually shows they're watching me. Yeah, that's all I'm seeing here is just the two of y'all. Oh, she's not lying, dude. Right, the courtroom here has it's kind of like a small church, really, the way it's laid out, you know. He stood right there next to that bench, and I don't know if he was giving orders what to do. Should she start mouthing off? But just to see her, when people see my wife's a petite little thing, you know, and for her age, she still looks good. She's still pretty. So there's no mistaking. Is that Elaine Kenny or is that so and so? No, there's no mistaking who it is. Yeah. Oh, what was that? Can't remember the guy. It's a Michael Jackson. Well, it's not. It's a song that Michael Jackson sang backup on. I can't remember the guy's name though. What, like Rochester or something, like some kind of weird name like that. But yeah, he. I always feel like somebody's watching me. Mikey Jackson. Well, my darling wife, Coach, and Anonymous, whoever you are. It shows right there. You're there. I know you're there because it says so. It doesn't show you who's here unless someone pops in and says something. So I don't know who it is, but I know you're there. But yeah, creeper. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and wind this down, try to get some sleep tonight. Because if it's gonna be like it's been the last few nights, I'll be up in 2 hours anyway. If you still can't sleep, hang around. I might be back. But yeah, I'm gonna go wind this down. We got some things to do tomorrow. Mama's got to go up and take care of our elderly friend up there. She needs to get up early and do that. So, but I know her. She's not gonna sit there forever. Finally, she'll be like, I'm tired. I'm out here too. One night I did. I was waiting for her because usually she'll chime in whenever she's got her notifications that let her know whenever I'm online posting anything live like this or anything, or even if I just posted a video like the other one I just did, and she gets notified of that. So it's like, okay, any minute now. And I did the entire live stream, which I do it because I post them just like you would a video later, so other people might still find information they can use in them, and or find them entertaining or what have you. So I go post it anyway. But I did the entire live stream with 0 views. It didn't start getting views till like the very next day. So, but I was like, hey, what happened to you last night? She's like, I'm sorry, I fell asleep. I was like, well, it's not required that you show up, baby. I like that you do though. So. But anyhow, Coach, have you a good one. Happy birthday again to you, even though it's a day late now. I saw you. And but you know what? Hey, you were talking the other night about playing guitar. How much of a guitar player are you? Are you more of an avid guitar player? You got good experience playing, or are you kind of just still basics in the beginning stages of playing guitar, where you're still trying to learn it? Or the reason I'm asking is this Saturday, so that's not tomorrow or the following day. Technically tomorrow was today. This midnight stuff messes with me. It's officially Friday. Alright. So after today, a Saturday morning, sometime, I'm not sure when, a buddy of mine who's in the Marines, whenever we get together, we do some jamming. And he's coming over. I'm going to see if I can't twist his arm to let me go ahead and put it live. And he is a humongous Jimi Hendrix fan, Stevie Ray Vaughan fan, and Angus Young, the lead guitarist from AC/DC, humongous fan, and then Chuck Berry. So, oh wow, awesome. Hey, so do you know any of Rich Mullins' music? Because that's when I of course I haven't been to church in a while, but whenever I would usually go do what they call special, we were attending a Baptist church. And whenever they have time for a special, I usually pick something by Rich Mullins. I find a lot of his music comforting. So, Bound to Come Some Trouble, one of my favorites. And the one everybody seems to like a lot was written by a guy named Doogie McLean. And yeah, the Ready for the Storm. I am ready for the storm. So, but a lot of his music, I I think he might have come up with one or two more albums right before he died. I had tickets to go to one of his last concerts, and then I had to work. I couldn't go. And he died shortly after that, so I'll never see his concerts again. But you can still get the Ragamuffin film footage and all that stuff. But yeah, I saw one of his concerts one time. I never even heard of him before, and a friend took me up to see one of his concerts up in Illinois. So, really, I'll have to check that out. David Crowder. Yeah, but I still, when I get my days where I feel like I've really been beaten down hard, that's what I go to. I go to my Rich Mullins music. That's where I get a little bit of energy back in myself, I guess you'd say. So, well, my friend, I'm gonna go, and but yeah, Saturday, kind of, I'll see what happens. See if I can't twist my buddy into let me go ahead and put this live. We'll have a concert right here in my living room. So, of course, not this. This is my study, but on the other, behind y'all, back there is the living room. And I was gonna say, if you're an avid guitarist, to go ahead and whip your guitar out and get ready to play along. We won't be able to hear you, but you'll still be able to jam and have some other folks to jam with. So we do. Of course, he's a big blues fan, and I do classic rock and classic country. So, and we do some other. He likes some of the. In fact, when I did "Ready for the Storm" at church one time, he accompanied up there, did the lead parts because I'm just playing rhythm. I don't do lead at all. So, and yeah, and Andrew can finger style. He'll do a mixture or combination, I guess you would say, of lead and rhythm combined. So, I'm so jealous of him. But anyway, I'm gonna go, man, and we'll see you when we see you. All right, man. See you Saturday. See you tomorrow. See you somewhere. And who else that number 3 is up there? You should have said hi, because then we'd have made this addressed towards you too. Anyway. All right. See, if I'm trying to get off here before it turns to 4. If it turns to 4, I'll feel obligated to start talking more. Y'all ain't never noticed that, but I can be a little on the talkative side. So, good night, everybody. Good morning, rather. And pleasant dreams, one and all. Take care. Bye.